during the pool fight, you could hear like the crunch of the punch.
Oh my god. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jake and Justin in the Morning. We are back. Justin will explain what everything that's been going on. But we have a special guest as usual. This is Ashton. You guys don't know him. Ashton, how's it going?
I'm doing very good. How are you, Jake?
I'm good. So Justin, you want to explain, the whole thing? 'Cause obviously you've been coming on my show as a guest, and now it's kind of like the same thing, except we're actually almost like changing the titles. You want to explain everything?
Yeah, so basically what happened was nothing too interesting, but I basically just had a lot of work to do. A lot of homework to do, a lot of time trying to search for, different kind of internships, a lot of stress that was going on. And I knew I had to take a step back. I was the captain of the esports team, which became more of a chore than actual enjoyment. And
those esports players again to you, man.
What's up?
Those esports players once again to you, man.
They did. It was actually very rough because you had to like plan meetings, recruit people. Like they actually took it very seriously.
Yeah, he was team captain,
and it's also a newer team, and they kind of put and I kind of put like everything on me. Like not only was I the captain, I was the captain to the second team. So I was essentially the general of the Overwatch team. So that was a lot. So unfortunately, I had to take a step back from Jake and Justin, but I'm glad I'm back. It's good to be back. I'm happy to welcome Ashton onto there. How do you think the townhouse is gonna go?
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun next year.
I'm also gonna be living in a townhouse next semester, as well as Liam's helped me in the back. Thanks again, Liam. But let's jump right in. Sweet 16 last night. Let's start. We'll save the best game for last. Let's start with UConn and Arkansas. UConn blows Arkansas out of the water. UConn looks really, really good right now. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, we did talk about this on your podcast. Me and you. We talked about the UConn-Arkansas matchup, and I said it could go either way. I did not expect it out of nowhere to be a UConn blowout. Wasn't like 84-65, something like that. It was something like that. I know Arkansas had 65.
Yeah, it's a really big breakdown for Arkansas, especially.
88-65.
It was a good breakdown because they had a very convincing win against Illinois.
Yeah.
And then you beat the reigning champion, Kansas, the number 1 seed. That was them.
Yep.
Yeah. And now you just get destroyed by UConn. I mean, I would have thought that if either team could have won, but it would have been a relatively close affair, maybe by 4 or 5 points.
Yeah.
But not a loss by 20. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they got blown out. UConn looks really good. They beat Iona, who Iona wasn't like amazing, but they're a Rick Pitino coach team, always has a shot, and they blew them out of the water. And I forgot how they played in the second round, but they took care of business there, and they just blew Arkansas, who's a team that's a very good team coming in hot, just blew them out of the water, and now they move on to the Elite Eight, and this team is looking as impressive as almost any team in the tournament so far.
St. Mary's in the second round.
And they beat St. Mary's, and St. Mary's isn't fantastic, but they didn't have St. Mary's isn't dabbing means, and they took care of them no problem. They're just rolling right now.
I mean, that's a good look for UConn.
All right, and the first game, incredible game. You had Kansas State. They get past Michigan State 98-93 in overtime.
That is a high offensive game there.
I forgot Mark Queequist or something. Whatever his name is, Noel. Oh my God, 20 points, 19 assists. He is different. What are your thoughts on that game?
I thought it was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad Kansas State won. I'm very glad that Michigan State did not win. This just proves that Michigan State is not a blue blood. I repeat, not a blue blood.
Wait, you don't like Sam Hauser's brother?
No, it's not that I don't like Sam Hauser's brother.
There's a backstory behind this.
There's a backstory behind this, but I can't really explain.
Well, why not?
Not on television. Or
not on
television. If you'll explain, I'm going to explain it.
Oh God.
What? You mean the kid that I got into an argument with that he just couldn't beat me in?
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, gotcha. Do it.
All right, so
no balls.
I'm doing it right now.
I can explain it, Justin.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. So Justin and I are in this sports discourse server where people can like banter about sports, and there's this one kid who I won't say his name because he does listen in sometimes to my show, to all my podcasts I do, and I've gone on his show before, and I'll keep anonymous. He's a big Michigan State fan. Big Michigan State, and he's a huge homer, and he started like this whole argument about how Michigan State is a blue blood, and Justin and I disagree. So
I went in,
Justin's very happy that
I went.
Michigan State lost.
Basically, the issue is that I went in to the argument and I said, number one, you can't be a blue if you're not blue. If your colors aren't blue, I'm colorblind. I know that. And number one, number two, you need to have a lot. You need to have a lot of high caliber NBA talent that went.
Draymond Green.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. He lists off. Here's who he lists off to me as elite NBA talent. He lists off Magic. Fair enough. That's more than fair. And then Draymond, Jaren Jackson Jr. Nope. Jaren Jackson Jr. is good but not great. Draymond Green is solid but not elite. I'd say not a
elite,
superstar.
I think it's superstar.
Yeah, not a legendary. And then he threw down Max Christie. Yes, that's right. If anyone doesn't know, Max Christie is a second, maybe third string player on the Lakers.
He's like a bench.
He's like a bench warmer on the Lakers.
He just sits there and looks like to have fun.
Yes,
he's the cheerleader on the bench.
Yes. Here's the thing: just because you're in the NBA does not make you NBA talent.
Justin Jackson.
He
had a good college career, and he's a bench warmer. I don't even know what team he got traded to. I couldn't even. Oh, I think he's in OKC, and I don't even know if he made the team.
Yeah, Taco Fall.
Oh God,
that's another one. That's another Kevin Knox. You kidding me? Or that what we're gonna say is elite? We're gonna call that NBA talent. Get out of here.
Was it Frank Ntilikina?
Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah, I can't even
Frank Ntilikina. They're horrible. Yeah, but
Chris.
But anyway, so yes, I'm a happy man that Michigan State lost to a team that is closer to the color blue than Michigan State is.
I will say, Marquise Noel, whatever his first name is, he's a dog, and also Tyquan Walker. Oh my God, get him in the NBA too. Get those two in the NBA. Those two are studs. But we had an upset. Number 9 FIU moves on. They beat number 4 Tennessee 62-55. I'm not sure if you guys remember on my show, Justin had FIU in one of his brackets going all the way. I said he was crazy, and just like that, they're in the Elite Eight. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that one?
Maybe he knows more than you, Jake, in the March Madness.
Maybe he might.
I have said to people, I'm not sure if you know. I'm sure I've told you this before. I have the time stone. Everyone knows
you
this.
have. And this guy told me what the Oral Roberts was going to win. I told him you're nuts, and then
I called yesterday the UCLA comeback. They almost won that game.
You did. I don't know what's in the water in the Alter family.
Yeah, it's weird because
something's going right.
Because I had 2 brackets. I had one bracket where I had FAU winning it all. And then I had
supposed to be like a joke.
Yeah, and I had another one that had UCLA winning it all, and I called it the not stupid bracket.
Yeah, one of my brackets was I just pressed random teams. I just didn't care.
Flip coin.
Yeah, and both of those brackets.
At the end of the day, it really is a coin flip. That's the reason. The reason why there's a 1 in 9 quintillion. That's a literal stat from the New York Times. Yeah. The reason why it's so low is because there are so many games. And it is a coin flip after a while. There's about 60 games that are played. The chance of you getting all 60 right is virtually impossible.
Yeah. But yeah, so FIU moves on. People kept telling me, Taylor's going to slow them down. They're going to win. I told them, no, FIU is going to win. They're going to win.
Rick Barnes.
But FIU is on a roll right now.
Yeah,
they have that momentum because they're not supposed to win. They're not supposed to be the team that's supposed to be here right now.
Yeah, but they were underseeded.
Yeah,
they should have been like a 6. They should have been like a 6th seed on paper.
But they're using that as an underdog thing.
Yeah,
so they are. Now they're 9. They're using that as momentum.
And also, I want to talk about Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes has been to the Final Four one time. Once. He had Kevin Durant in college. He won one tournament game. One tournament game with Kevin Durant. Are you kidding me, Rick Barnes?
No wonder why Kevin Durant has loyalty issues.
Exactly.
No wonder.
It's a coach.
Rick
always the
Barnes.
coach.
Every year, Tennessee is a top four seed line. Every year they go as far as the Sweet 16. Like at some point, he's given them so much talent. Kevin Durant, DJ Augustine, Admiral Schofield and that team. This team, I know he didn't have Ziegler, he was hurt, but still, come on, man. How much longer are we gonna give this guy chances?
It's almost like Tony Bennett. It's almost like Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett, to his credit, has a national championship.
Okay, yes,
right?
Tony Bennett has a national championship. That doesn't mean shit. People
He's done a very good job.
There are many
Rick Barnes,
coaches who have been who have been fired even if they won rings too.
That's true.
Has anyone seen the Ed Cooley clown T-shirt going around on Twitter?
Damn, you PC fans took that one to heart, I guess. I mean,
Jesus.
wait, he got $8 million a year to go to Georgetown.
There it is. Oh, if it wants to load.
He got 2.5 times the amount of money to go to Georgetown.
Patricia came out with the plane after Super Bowl 51 with the good.
What am I looking at, Ashton? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You guys can't see what we're looking at.
Senshi's picture of Ed Cooley with a clown nose.
Yeah, it's like that Roger Goodell one that Patricia was wearing.
Okay, all right,
okay,
cool.
So someone can get a little bit of a glimpse.
Are you gonna buy it?
No.
I think you should.
It's only $20, but I don't want
He got 2.5 times the amount of money that.
When's your birthday, Ashton?
Paid.
October 18th.
Okay. I know a birthday present.
If he gets this shirt, I'll wear it on a podcast.
All right. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
But Gonzaga, UCLA, maybe the game of the tournament. Gonzaga was up like 9, 10, maybe even 13, but a minute and a half left. I'm watching this game with Justin. Justin said they're gonna come back. I said I hope so because I had UCLA going to the Final Four, but that's not gonna happen. And then all of a sudden, UCLA takes a 1-point lead. I'm like, how? And then Gonzaga with a deep three of 7 seconds left ended up winning the game.
That was a big time shot. Now,
oh my god.
Now Drew Timme could not have done more that game, but also in a big time moment like that, he almost sold it for them.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have missed both free throws.
Like I said on Jake's podcast earlier this week, because we were talking about this game specifically, I said this game could be possibly the best game of the tournament.
It could be.
And
It has been.
And it's
when
the
they
matchup of Florida's. And
Gonzaga UCLA now never disappoints.
No, it doesn't. The last they highlighted 2 matches, CBS when they aired it or was airing it at the time. It was the one back in like the early mid 2000s, and then it was the one that was 2 years ago when Jalen Suggs hit that crazy like almost half court shot.
Yeah, that came in
like all
that
of
was
these.
The Final Four, right?
It was the Final Four. So it sent them
game.
to the national championship. And how does Jalen Suggs get rewarded? He gets shit on by his father, Davion Mitchell.
That game was crazy. That year Gonzaga was the odds-on favorite, and UCLA was like an 11 seed, and they got to the Final Four, and they almost beat Gonzaga. And then Gonzaga, of course, ended up losing to Baylor in the national championship. But yeah. Crazy game. Drew Timme, I want him to be the first overall pick. Screw Wemby, screw Scoot. You know what? Make him the president. I love that man. His mustache is glorious. He is a beast. Get him in the NBA.
He literally deadlifted that game. He had over 50% of their points.
He had like 36 or 37 points. Bro was going off. Drew Timme is a dog. It's a dog up in this mother with Drew Timme. Love that man. But in all seriousness, great game. Justin's a little confused by the.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from. You know where I'm from.
From the south. Yeah. You're from Long Island, not from the south side of the Bronx. My God.
I love Drew Timme.
All New Yorkers, right here.
Yeah.
It's all New Yorkers.
We're gonna talk about New Englanders in a second. Let's
But seriously, Drew Timme, great player. I do think he may have a chance to go in the NBA.
I think he's probably a lock for at least a top 7 pick.
He might
anybody would want a big man like him.
Yeah, and,
I think Wemby's going first just because of how
the talent.
Just because
Wembenyama.
Wembenyama's a cheat code. I'm sorry. When Giannis, who's an elite player in his own right, he's one of the best players we've ever seen, is telling people that he can block better than Rudy and shoot better than Kevin Durant, that's when you know this guy's going number 1.
The only issues we have is because honestly, sometimes they don't pan out when they come from like
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah,
and stuff.
sometimes
Like,
I know
Luka's
when
a
they
rare-
come from Europe, that's a little bit different. When they come from the G League, that's another story.
Cause
Yeah.
I mean, so far we've been pretty
been
good
kind
with
of
There's a lot-
Europeans.
most of the top guys, top young guys in the league are
True.
from Europe.
But
Yep.
if you look at it, like we may see him right now, but looking like shooting better than Durant. He may come back here and just come here and be like more normal shooting wise. Like he may still shoot great. He still may shoot 46 in the field and maybe he hits like 38% of his
Yep.
threes. But that's like a normal NBA player,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
like
but
an all-star level. Maybe he
yeah,
hits the
we'll
superstar.
see. But what if he does meet up to those
That's
expectations?
crazy.
That
If
would
he
be-
meets up to those
he might be
expectations,
top 10 all time.
They
Honestly,
also-
he could be top
I
10
just
all
don't like when
time.
you put expectations on a rookie. Like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
Because
little.
it goes right to their head.
I'm
and they
saying
don't
Oh, it
care.
does.
hypothetically.
Oh yeah, I'm saying hypothetically, yes, if he does. Also, I feel like some of these do have to do partially with coaching.
Mhm.
I mean, if he goes to the Pistons, probably it might stunt his growth as
Also,
a
they have
player.
so many big guys in there.
Yeah, it might stunt his growth as a player.
Probably
But
have
if
to
he
agree.
goes to the Spurs, which is still a possibility,
with him and Pop,
he's
oh
gonna
my
he's
God.
gonna grow a lot with
Tim Duncan
Popovich.
2.0.
Yeah, that's what I'm about
Yeah.
to say. Let's all remember the last time Greg Popovich got a #1 overall pick. When they gave him a #1 overall pick, he got Tim Duncan,
Yeah.
who's one of the greatest power forwards the league's ever
I
seen,
think
if
the
not
Here
the
comes
best.
the script.
Yeah, here comes the script. Here comes the script writers. But yeah, Drew Timmy is really, really good.
Yeah, so Gonzaga moves on. That's all I got really. You know what? Before we move off from college basketball, I have one small knock on Wembanyama.
Or what's
He's
that?
really, really skinny.
So is Kevin Durant.
I will agree and disagree. He
What
is
about
skinny.
defensively?
He's skinny
he is
and
jacked.
He's
and
skinny in build. Obviously, he can't fix that unless he like
But then-
eats.
yeah.
Unless he eats like 10 meals a day and doesn't exercise and just like and becomes like 400 pounds of pure fat. That's probably when he could be
I was imagining it in my head.
that's when
I'm
he
just a
could
little
probably,
concerned about like when he goes against like Giannis and Embiid defensively.
he is there. I get it. I could see how people could be
I'm
concerned.
not saying he's a
having
bad
another,
player. I think he's. I
Oh,
think he's
I-
insane
Oh, I
talent.
know.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
I get there's like a concern almost to where with like a Chet
Yeah.
situation.
L-
But the
l-
difference is this:
Chet,
Chet was a twig.
he's a twig.
Chet was a twig. Chet
I'm,
had
I'm much more concerned about Chet and then Wemby.
Chet had no muscle on him. Wembanyama, if you see pictures of
Oh
him,
my God.
has a
He's
lot
jacked.
of muscle, and that's what mainly matters the most. It's not necessarily the build; it's the muscle.
That's kind of like
Because-
how Porzingis
because-
struggled with the Knicks because like when he was a 7'6" power
I mean,
forward.
Jokic is a bit of a leaner guy.
Mm.
He's a little bit lean. Or I said this: Bam is a leaner guy.
Yeah.
But he's full. But he's all muscle. So
Yes,
he's a bit of he's a bit of a
he is
stronger
very
dude and
big
can get
man.
inside better.
If you really think about it, like, I'm gonna kind of because you're talking about size, like, I'm gonna bring us a little bit towards the NFL. One of the page receivers, Taquan Thornton, as everyone saw from his like photos, he's very like thin. Like
Yeah.
his arms are very thin, but he has the speed. He can take hits. That's him now in the offseason. He did. That's what he
Wow.
did in like a
Yeah.
week.
I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is a
Like, he's
thin
gotten
guy.
bigger.
I mean, no, he's a
Yeah.
point guard, but still, he's a very
Kevin
thin
Durant's
guy.
very thin,
Kevin Durant's thin,
Kevin,
but
Kevin Durant's very thin. Yes.
but he knows how to use his body. He
Kevin
obviously
Durant's
knows how to
also
use his
different
body. He's
animal.
gonna be fine.
yeah, he is. And also, Chet took one drive by LeBron, and it ended his entire season.
I'm
in
much
a
more,
pro-am.
yeah, like
nonetheless.
Wembanyama's very skinny, but like you said, he's very muscular. Chet, like I don't think he weighs more than me. Apparently he does. I don't think he weighs
Chet
more than
probably
I do.
weighs more than us just because he's 7'1".
I don't think he weighs more than I do. Look at him.
He's 7'1" though.
I
7'1"
Hey,
and look
I
at his
mean,
body.
his,
doesn't
his
mean-
arms are the size of my fingernail.
Just because he's looks thin, he still
He
probably
looks
weighs a
I,
lot more than
I
us.
think he's thinner than I am.
Like I said, yes, he looks thinner than all of us, except for me. But nonetheless, the fact that he's that big in size
Think about it,
into
so-
height
he
is
has
going to be tough
keep
to
that,
lift.
Yeah.
I
'cause he's
cannot.
7'1". You have to put that body somewhere.
Yeah, you
That's
got to put that
true.
body somewhere. I think I will give him 90 pounds. 90.
I mean, yeah, I would give him about the same.
I will say he is the weight of a pretty decent sized pig to feed a family of 5.
Okay.
Big pig.
I did not think this show would take a turn like
Yeah,
that.
we
But
would wait
okay.
from talking
I
about
can
the Sweet
spin it any
16
way I
to,
want.
That's true.
I can spin it
The
any
size of
way I
people.
want.
That's true.
Yeah, the size. It's the size of a pit bull when they
do you
see a
want him to
small
turn
child.
into, like the size of Gronkowski or something? Like, do you want him to be like that
fuck?
jacked and something?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for college basketball. Let's move on to the NBA. So we are Ashton's face. We are. Justin's looking at me very weird. We are winding down the regular season. We only got about each team has probably about 8, 10, maybe 12 games left.
I think like 9.
Probably yeah, something like that. So let's
That's
start.
coming soon.
Let's
Wait,
start.
first of all, I need to give my honorable mentions to Isaac Okoro for hitting a 3 to beat the Nets because they got Miami the 6th seed.
Oh, that was a crazy possession.
Thank
yeah.
you, Isaac Okoro.
Wait,
I
I thought
appreciate
you wanted
you.
the Heat to lose.
Yeah, I do, but a part of me wants them to actually like
Make
not
them house.
not embarrass me.
All right, so
Okay.
let's start with you. You are a Boston Celtics fan. They've been tripping a little bit, but obviously they already clinched a spot. By when the East, the top 3 have already clinched a spot. Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly have already clinched a playoff spot. Obviously, seeding is still up for grabs.
Philly's out.
So Boston's been slipping a bit. What is it? What do you think is behind that?
Injuries.
Yeah.
We haven't been healthy for like a month and a half now, and it's killing us because we lose one player in Robert Williams, and our defense falls apart. I don't know. Then the first game back, we blow out the Jazz. Like, it makes no sense.
Rob Williams is a very underrated part of that team.
Like,
He is
he's a top 7 center. I can give him
Oh
that.
yeah,
top
He's,
7. I give it.
absolutely.
I don't think he's top 5. He has the talent of a top 5.
If
center.
he stayed healthy, he would be able to be top 5.
He has the talent for it.
Yes,
He's
very
very
underrated, Robert
athletic.
Williams.
He can block shots. Then the other issue is just staying consistent. Like we go up in leads. We'll have like a 20-point lead, and then we just slow down. Like, play the mentality that you're down 20, and you'll probably win the game by 40. You have 2 of the best players at their positions. Tatum's arguably the best small forward in the league. You
Tatum
can
is the
argue-
best small forward in the league.
Bam.
No, Tatum is.
Oh yeah, because there's an argument. You can say LeBron, but LeBron always plays
Not
power
anymore.
forward half of the time.
I'd
so-
probably say Tatum, and then probably right now.
Kevin Durant,
Durant's better than LeBron now.
No, I'm talking about just this season.
Tatum, Durant,
Jimmy Butler's up there somewhere.
Butler somewhere. Because
Butler could probably be
and then
top
Jalen
3.
Brown's a top 3 shooting guard in the league. Like, I won't say
That's
he's
top 3.
top 1. Like, obviously you can make an argument for 1, but there's 2 other guys there.
Probably
that-
Donovan. Probably Spider.
Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker's been having a sneaky good year.
I'm not
You
sure
could
what-
put
Devin
out there.
Booker usually
I'm
does.
not sure. I'm not sure. what
I
we
feel like
consider Luka
I feel like we
as.
need to show some
Point
more.
guard.
Okay, so he's probably the best.
I
point guard in
just
the league.
compared. I just put them both, him and Kyrie, both at point guard.
By the way, speaking of guards, I feel like we need to show some more love to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes, he is.
He is a beast.
They're underrated
Also,
player,
I
great
do
player.
feel like also Jalen Brown is so underrated because
He's not. I think he's he's no. I'm sorry, Ashton. He's properly rated. He's properly rated. He is
I say
exactly.
he's
He
under-
is,
I'm
he
not
is
saying he's under-
exactly what people say he is. He is a great
I'm not
player, but
saying
he's a
that.
guy. But he is
No
not.
one
He's
talks
not a one
about him.
guy.
No one talks about him. Everyone like overshadows him, but he's been
No one
the
talks
best.
about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander either. Who's
But it's not
who's
his fault.
second?
He's on a bad team.
Yeah, but the thing is
Come
this.
on, Shy.
But the thing is that he is carrying that team. Their second best player is Lugens Dort. Are you kidding me?
You don't like Dort, bro? Dort's
not
the
that I
goat.
don't like
he is
Dort-
he is a
Dort
great
is-
defender, Dort.
Yeah,
He's-
Dort's a good
Not
defender.
great,
But
but
here's the
he's-
thing: you put him on the Knicks,
he's-
right?
he's
if
a
you put
lock.
if you put Shan on the Knicks and he's doing what he's doing now, everyone would talk about him.
Of course.
It's just because he's
Yes.
on a small market team.
Yeah.
Like, for my thing is
Absolutely.
like like the media like looks at Jalen Brown as the 2 option, but yet he's been playing better than Tatum the last month. Like, he's been the Celtics' best player from the last month. He's been averaging over 30 points a game from the start of March till now.
That's true.
So when people put him as like, oh, Tatum's still the best player on the team, could we talk about that? Like, I love Tatum. Tatum's one of my favorite players, but Tatum's obviously an MVP candidate, but Tatum has his slumps.
Yeah.
So does Jalen Brown.
But I feel like Jalen Brown's more quiet. His slumps are more quieter.
They are
Like,
more
Tatum,
quiet.
it just hits. It hits and it affects the team. Jalen Brown can have a slump, hit 15 points. We still somehow win the game because Tatum's on par with what he normally does. But when Tatum's off, it's all Jalen Brown. It's the Jalen Brown show, and that's basically it. Like, Jalen Brown's the number 1 guy on a team. I don't think he wins you a championship. Like, you put him on any other team that doesn't have like a top 7 player, you could argue that he's the number 1 option. If you put him in Luka's spot, he's the number 1 option there. He's better than Kyrie.
Yeah.
But if you put him there with Luka, he's number 2.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, because
Well, yeah,
Luka's
Luka's insane.
Luka, Tatum, Jokic, and
Giannis,
Embiid, and Giannis are
KD,
probably your like
when he's on the
legit
court.
your number 1 options like
Mhm.
right now. And then KD is right after.
Yep.
LeBron, because it's LeBron right now, and Anthony Davis can't stay healthy enough to even be considered.
Yeah.
So the only issues I have is every Boston Celtics fan wants us to finish the number 1 seed. I don't. I want.
You want the 2?
I want the 2. I want to face Philly.
You want to face Philly?
I'm not
I
scared of
want Philly
Philly.
because
I'm
they
not
came
scared.
out publicly saying they want to face the Boston Celtics in the second round, which they will not want to do because they don't match well with Boston. Harden can't do anything. Embiid struggles against Boston. Al Horford has his number. Smart has his number. And I think it's a better route than having to face either the Knicks or the Cleveland Cavaliers.
It is.
That's
fair.
Like, granted, I know we would pass both of them in the second
I
round,
feel like
but it would be a dogfight going 7 games.
Yep.
Do you think you'd rather face Philly than the Knicks in the second round?
Yes.
You think so?
I would 100%.
I mean, I love my Knicks, and I do think they
It's the
can
underdog
win
mentality.
around.
It's the underdog mentality the Knicks will have going into that thing.
That is true
Because they're going to give any team,
Yeah,
they're going
that is
to
true.
they're going to give the Bucks a run or the Cavs a run. Whoever wins that 4 or 5 matchup between the Knicks and Cavs are giving that 1 seed the ruts. It's going to be like that Wizards back in 2018 or 2017 when they faced Boston in the second round.
Yep.
They gave us a run.
They
Like,
did.
granted, they should have won that game. That series should have never went to 7.
Mhm.
And they're giving me those 2 teams are giving me that Washington Wizards team vibes. They're gonna take that team to 7. They're gonna make it a dogfight, but by the time it gets to 7, that Knicks and Cavs. team's gonna be so
Unfortunately for
tired.
you probably will not play Philly because you will probably end up playing Miami in the second round. I do not trust the Sixers in the play.
I would take the Miami
there
could
are
win.
3
I would take
people.
Philly now.
There are 3 people that you just cannot trust the playoffs: James Harden, Joel Embiid, and Doc Rivers.
No, Doc Rivers
Same
is capable
team.
of winning 1 series, but once it gets that second round and he doesn't have Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen on his team, he falls apart.
Yeah,
So he'll
second
beat
round
the
merchant.
Miami Heat in 7 games.
Yeah.
They'll face Boston in the second round and then get absolutely obliterated
They'll
in 5
get
games.
swept. They'll get
gentleman sweep. They'll win 1 game in Philly.
Yeah,
They'll
it'll
win
be
that
5
one-
games max.
They'll win that one bullcrap game because they take some random dumb shot that goes in, just like the Gary
Yeah.
Trent. Was it? I forgot who hit it in the bubble for Toronto against Boston in the second
OG
round.
Anunoby.
It's gonna be like OJ shot. He's gonna just take a goddamn random like 0.4 seconds. They're gonna hit it, win the game. Then they're gonna go in Boston the next game and get absolutely obliterated. And then we'll face Milwaukee in the finals and that Eastern Conference Finals, and that'll probably be my honesty the NBA Finals right there. The two best teams.
The
in
winner
East.
of that will win the finals.
Yep,
Yes.
it's gonna be the winner. Whoever wins that series is gonna win the finals because the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference are probably the 2 best teams in the league.
I would
See?
say so.
You're forgetting something.
He's gonna say the Miami Heat.
No. Shut up. Long have I waited. Milwaukee is outdated. Boston is overrated. The beam has been activated. The Sacramento Kings. You gotta let him cook.
I don't know.
You gotta let him
Isn't
cook.
Kevin Herter on the Kings now?
Yes.
You know what?
That's a good team. That is a good team.
You
I
know
like
what?
Fox.
You know
Wait,
what? That
but
leads.
The Kings just got obliterated by the Celtics.
I don't give a shit. They did not have the beam available on them.
So, all right. So that's gonna lead to our next time. We're gonna do 1 pretender and 1 contender from the NBA, and then we'll talk about a little bit about NFL free agency. Then we'll close out. So, you know, Ashton, I'll start with this to our guest. Who is your Give me a pretender and a contender in each conference.
So for the Eastern Conference, my contender is obviously the Boston Celtics. My pretender is the Philly. It's definitely the 76ers. They're not that good. They on paper they look good. They're playing well because the rest of the Eastern Conference after the 5th seed are kind of just in shambles. The Nets are falling apart without KD and Kyrie. The Heat are just kind of there because Butler's playing there. If Butler got hurt, they'd fall apart. But other than that, they're my pretender. I cannot see them going farther than the second round. And I think if they do play Miami gives them a rut in 7 games. And it can go either way. But I feel like Miami gets tired out because of Bam. And Jimmy Butler's going to have a heart attack for carrying that team. Poor Jimmy Butler. He needs help.
That's a classic
That
photo.
is. Love that photo.
The one just laying over
Yeah,
the
the
thing in
bubble. Yeah.
For the Western Conference,
It's a little
my contender is I'm gonna say the Grizzlies. When they get back to full, I think they're gonna be back to the full self. I think they could go all the way. My pretender are the Golden State Warriors.
tougher. Yeah.
They're just surviving. I know our kid that we know was a huge Warriors fan, Nelson. If he ever saw this, he would be angry at me, really pissed at me, saying that I'm lying because Gary Payton is the best player on the team and the reason they're gonna make the finals this year. But they're just
That's how
not.
many games they're playing in the playoffs.
Yeah,
going forward.
30
I
games
agree
in
with
the
that.
playoffs, only 4.
But yeah, they're my pretender. I don't think Curry has it in him to carry them another
Not anymore.
16, 18, 20 something games and have to play how many games just to get to the finals? Because if it goes 7 every game, that's 21 games he has to play, and then hits the finals.
Holy shit!
What happened?
Did you see this?
What?
There's an email to where apparently Golda and
I saw
Sid are
that!
hosting a concert.
I saw
That's
that.
crazy.
So guys, a little break from sports. So Golda, he's a professor here. He actually helped build this place. So cool to see Professor Golda. And Sid's another professor who is a very interesting guy.
Wait, what the fuck is going on now?
Golda
Listen
and
in,
Sid are
Liam.
hosting a concert.
What the
That's
fuck?
crazy.
Exactly.
Wait. Sid is hosting a concert?
With Golda.
Yeah, man. He plays an instrument.
Yeah.
No,
think he plays
I
a guitar.
expected Golda, but Sid?
Yeah,
That's about to go crazy.
He's got some musical
What
talent. But
the
yeah. So moving on. So Justin,
No, you go first.
Thank you.
You
All
go
right.
first.
So I'll start in the East. My contender is the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know if anyone could beat them. Obviously, only team is Boston that could even compete with them probably. But when Giannis, Middleton, and Drew are healthy, that might be the best trio in the league. I'm not sure if anyone is beating them.
When healthy, that's the thing. Because I don't
No,
think
yeah.
they'll be healthy.
Yeah.
by
Oh
this
yeah.
time
If
final.
one of them goes down, they don't have a shot. They're not going to the finals. But they're healthy right now. I'm going to trust that they stay healthy. Do not let me down, Milwaukee, please. I'm gonna take them as my contender. As for my pretender, I'm actually with you, Ashton, on the Philadelphia 76ers. Harden's not that good in the playoffs. Embiid.
falls apart.
Okay, look, with Embiid, every year it's someone else's fault. At some point, I think he has to look at himself.
It's almost like the Bills, to where they never blame Josh Allen.
to an extent, yeah.
It's like at some point, it's time to blame him.
Yeah, so with it, and Doc Rivers is a choker, most overrated coach in NBA history. I don't trust
He got
him.
carried by Durant Pearson.
He might lose to my if they play Brooklyn, yes, they'll win. If they play Miami, I think Philly wins, but I think that's
Oh no, it's a tough series.
that could go either way. Honestly, I think Miami is a tough matchup for Philly, to be honest. Matchup wise, I think Philly. Their skill guys. You look at and I would take Embiid and Harden over Jimmy and Bam slightly. So I think that will will them to a series win. But I could see Miami winning. And as for the Western Conference, this one's tough. My contender. You know what? I'm gonna say like the beam. The Sacramento Kings. They're
Like
very
the
young. But
beam.
I just look at the West. West is very jumbled. Denver. I don't know. I don't think Jamal Murray and Michael Porter will be healthy, even if they're out there. I don't think they'll be 100%. So it's just going to be Jokic, and he's just going to be so tired. He's literally carried that team for a couple of years now. He's got to be tired. Memphis, there's just so much stuff going on with Ja, and just I don't know what mine, because Ja actually said that he's not all the way back yet, like mentally. So if he's not all there, like I mean, he's a great player. I hope he gets one. I am glad he's back on the court. And obviously, he came off the bench, but obviously he'll be back from the starting up probably within a week. But I just don't think that bodes very well. And you look at, these other teams, I'm not sold on, the Clippers and Phoenix and all these other teams just because of a bunch of other stuff. So I think the Kings might be able to sneak, honestly, could sneak out. And my pretender is the Dallas Mavericks. So let me get this straight. You have Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, and you're 3-6. They're winning on the course. I know they've had injury, but they're 7-11 since they brought that team together. They don't have enough depth for me. Now they're protesting games, which is so stupid. I mean, I have about 75 next games I want to protest. If Dallas can protest, I have about 75 next I want to protest. I'm going to call them silver right now, actually. So with Dallas, they're not pretender. Just like I just feel like once they brought in Kyrie, they should have really been in that like top hierarchy of teams, at least somewhat in the conversation. They just haven't been. So they're 500. They might have to play a playing game. As a non-fan looking at that team, you would think like the Super should go all the way. But when you really look at it, you just everything else going on, you're like, wow, I can't believe that's a playing team. So yeah, they're my pretender. Justin?
My contender for the East, I'm actually gonna go with a bit of a different one. I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Really?
I think this team's very young.
Yes.
This team is probably the best. This team right now, outside of the Grizzlies, has the best young core in the league.
Probably.
They probably have the best right now. JB Bickerstaff has done a lot for that team.
He's a very good coach.
Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland might be one of the best backcourts in the league. Not the best, but one of the best by far. Probably easily top 5.
I can say top 3.
Top 3. I could easily say top 3.
We can argue one though too.
Yeah, we could argue one. I've even said they're one player away from being a championship.
I still
contender.
think they're.
Yeah,
I think they can compete.
Yeah, what I feel like they could do is I feel like they can sneak up on a team and take a team to 7 games. Like the Knicks, like if they play the Knicks, I'm not sure how I could see both. I could see it going both ways, but I could see that game going to 7. I could see them. I can see. I can.
Milwaukee a run.
Yeah, I can see them giving Milwaukee a run for their money because as I said, you have Milwaukee being your contender, but they are only. No one beats them if they're healthy, and the problem is this team.
If they're one of their big guys, Cleveland might beat them.
The issues with that team is that that trio is never healthy.
Yeah,
they cannot win without that whole trio available. Look at what happened against the Celtics last year.
Giannis gets tired out.
Giannis gets tired out, and then the Celtics fall, and then the Celtics just took over.
Because the issue is when Celtics are healthy, they dominate.
Yep.
They're a hard team to beat when fully healthy, and the Kings saw that when we were our first game back fully healthy. Because we just lost to the Jazz on the Wednesday. The Friday we played the Kings, and we played really well and beat them.
Yep. But yeah, so like I can see the Cavs taking Boston to 7, taking Milwaukee to 7, taking the Knicks to 7. Yeah, they could. This is a team that if I'm any coach that might play against them in the playoffs. I'd be like, guys, let's get ready because here comes Cleveland, and they will end up shocking the world.
Just like LeBron said, Cleveland, this is for you.
Yeah,
Cleveland, this is for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Hey, I guess they didn't need LeBron after all.
Yeah.
Well, they are a wing away. They are one star.
Yes.
Wing
Yes,
away.
they are. Yes, they are. And
if they bring LeBron back, they won't.
No, it's gonna be Jimmy Butler. Watch. Trust my process. I'm calling it right now.
But
but my pretender, speaking of Jimmy Butler, is the Miami Heat.
Your own team.
Wow, your own team.
I mean, like
I'm done. I'm done.
It's been an emotional roller for Justin with the Heat this year.
It has been an emotional roller coaster this year. I cannot watch this team without having some kind of heart attack or wanting to climb up to one of the townhouses and do a Michael Phelps style dive off the roof. I swear, this team gives me some of the worst.
Answer. I will help you with that.
This team is the most anxiety-ridden team I have ever seen in my life. We have never had. We have in this entire season, there has never been a singular unanimous victory. They are the leader in games decided by 5 or more, by 5 or less. Which means, look, it means they kind of have the clutch gene to them because they have a very positive record when they win by 5 or more. But some of these teams, they shouldn't even keep it close. What's up?
I don't know.
What you looking at me for? What you looking at me for? Get out of here.
How are you, West?
But this team is not deep. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you lost Dwayne Dedman, the GOAT.
You lost. I don't understand how losing PJ Tucker killed us. I don't get it.
Here's the heart and soul of the team.
He was very good last year.
He was a beast.
He's been terrible this this year, but he is.
Yeah, he
was
should
really
have
good
never
last
left
year.
Philly. He's
You should
fucking
have left Philly. You mean never left Miami?
yeah, no, he's fucking ring chasing on the Sixers. How do you do that? But
Go to Boston or Milwaukee. Go back to Milwaukee.
Yeah, go
at
back
that
to
point.
Milwaukee.
Yeah,
but-
actually.
Boston, Milwaukee. Your only
Yeah.
two chances to win a ring.
Actually.
yeah, but it really is just Jimmy Butler, Bam once every 2 days when he feels like it, and friends.
What's our hero?
Tyler.
Duncan
Tyler
Robinson.
all right, Tyler Hero. Okay, Tyler Hero is a disgusting puss rag with 90 STDs.
He
he
is
is gross.
railroaded.
He is gross. I can't stand him. He wakes up every morning and decides to say, hey, I'm important to this team. When in reality, the money he's earning is dog shit. He should not be
Okay.
earning that. I might as well
150.
go to the Miami Heat at this point because everyone knows I've never missed a
90
3-pointer.
STDs, Damn.
90 STD.
Yeah, I've never missed a
Not even just
3-pointer in my
one, there's
life.
90.
90.
He has all brands of
You know what? At this point, Eric Spoelstra, get on the court. Get on the court. Running it at the one.
You guys already play Udonis Haslam. You already play a coach.
Oh, what, Udonis has been? Get out of here.
Yeah.
No, I'm not playing Udonis has been.
You guys play him?
Yeah, we play him because we have no other choice. But anyway, this team's a contender. This team a pretender, excuse me. This team's a pretender. It's okay. Run it back. Get some stuff in order in free agency. May get a good pick and may get a good underrated piece in the draft.
Lose Jimmy Butler.
They won't lose Jimmy Butler this year. Next year, if they don't get
Sure.
their stuff together, they will. But I think this team has a chance to make up for it. I think there's a chance for redemption. It's not this year though. Let's talk about the West, shall we? After I called Tyler Hero a puss rag with 90 STDs. Now, have you seen him? Look at when he plays.
I see
His
it.
back is riddled with acne. It is disgusting. It is disgusting.
Oh, I'm not
What
saying
the
anything
fuck?
wrong
Yeah,
with
it's his dumbass
Yeah.
snarl on the bubble.
What the fuck
Yep.
am I hearing right now?
But anyway, but
What
let's go to the last.
Tyler's back?
Tyler Hero.
Why?
it. Let's see if Google got a good picture.
Yeah,
of
if I
him.
can Google is all right. So while he's
Oh,
Google
God.
searching, I'm gonna talk. Let me talk. The West, my contender is actually as well the Beam team, the Sacramento Kings. This team is the same way that I kind of feel about the Cavs, to where they might be one piece away from being
Yeah.
a championship contender. They can easily sneak up on a team in the West and beat them in 7.
Yep.
So I think they're a good team. I think Mike Brown is the undisputed
Yes,
coach of the year.
absolutely.
He took a team that has been a laughing stock for 17 straight years. They are the New York Jets of basketball.
Yeah.
And he went in there and said, I know how to fix it.
Yeah,
And he did.
he's-
He completely turned that team around. This is the first time in 17 years that they will not end the season with a losing record.
I saw a stat. It's the first time in I think since 2001 that the Knicks and the Kings are over 500.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is
Absolutely
great, but at least in that area from 2001, at least the Knicks have made the playoffs a couple of times.
Yeah.
To where the Kings just have not.
Yeah, and also Mike Brown, I thought he's a little underrated. I know in Cleveland, yes, Prime LeBron was a different animal, but I do think Mike Brown deserves at least a little bit of credit for getting that team to the finals.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. He deserves a lot of credit.
And then obviously he bounced around as an assistant. He was in Golden State. He was in
Yeah.
Golden State as an assistant, so obviously he had to work with a lot of great players.
Yeah.
And he's worked with me. He's worked with LeBron. He's worked with Durant, Steph, Clay. He's worked with so many great players. He's a real good coach. He's done a great job this year.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He should be coach of the year. Like Joe Mazzulla's done a great job, but Joe Mazzulla's also left in a great position.
Yeah.
True.
To what compared to Mike Brown, to where they basically asked him to take a laughing stock of a franchise and make them good.
Yeah.
And he not only made them good, he made them a team, like I said, can sneak up and potentially take a team to 7. My pretender is the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't trust.
I
the
don't
team.
trust them.
I'm
It is
with you.
that
I'm kinda
that
with
team
you.
is Jokic and friends. That is all it is. Jamal Murray, ever since he
hurt.
got injured, has been inconsistent.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. can't stay healthy.
Is he still even alive? Like, is
I
that
don't know.
question?
I don't know. At this point, he should just cut off that leg. Same thing with Lonzo, for that matter. At this point, just cut it off.
Just
I
give him
mean,
amputees.
no. Lonzo Ball is basically the Alex Smith of basketball.
Or
He
Byron
has
Jones.
a leg that's unsavable. It really is. But yeah, it's basically Jokic and friends. That team is not that deep.
Yeah.
Jokic has to do everything. Jokic is probably the MVP.
I think so.
He has to do everything. There are even many moments where he's had a triple double and they've lost, or he has to have like a 30-point, or he has to have like a 40-point double double and lose, or a 50-point triple double and lose. So it's just there's not much he could do. Mike Malone, should I say Michael because he gets pissed off. You'd call him Mike. He is not that good of a coach.
What Michael? What Mike goes by Michael? No one does that.
No one does that, but except for him because he's a dick.
Come on,
but
dude.
he's not. I don't think he's a good coach. I don't think he's the right fit. I never thought he was. I think if Jokic isn't on this team, they're a 9th seed.
Probably.
I think
This
they
team
built
is
it
not
around
good.
wrong.
They
built around Jokic completely wrong.
They have.
They did build around Jokic completely wrong.
Send him to Boston.
That front office. They should. I don't think. I think Mike Malone. You could argue if you lose in the first round should be out, but I think the front office should go first. They have not done a
the
good job.
front office first, then Mike Malone, or both at the same time.
I think both at the same
Probably.
time. But that's my pretender for the West.
All right, so before we wrap up, we're doing a quick segment on NFL free agency. By the way, we got some news. DJ Shark just went to the Carolina Panthers.
Jeremy Terrell Owens to Eagles.
Really? That's a very good news.
Jeremy
Yeah.
Fowler just broke that one out.
Oh wow!
He broke out both news.
So Terrell Owens, that's a nice pick because that's the replacement for Gardner Johnson. Nice pickup for the Eagles. So you know what? Before we close out, let's go through all of us. Let's give us one team that you think has done a really good job in free agency. Ashton, we'll start with you.
I don't want to be
Don't
biased.
say the Patriots. Don't say the Patriots.
I'm gonna say Patriots are one of them,
Mhm.
but I do like what the Panthers are doing.
I did as well.
They traded their basically a future and DJ Moore, and they grabbed Thielen, Chark, and the #1 overall pick.
And they got Hayden
basically.
Hurst.
And they got Hayden Hurst. They're building a solid team there.
Miles Sanders.
Where, because I would also say New England, but they're just bringing in better pieces than what they had last year, and they're looking at wide receiver ones, using the draft and stuff.
Also, those are also good. Both organizations are in two different
But here's
spots.
the thing: the reason I'm saying the Panthers and not the Patriots are not in a rebuild; they're in a retool. It's just let's fix the team. But the Panthers, what they're doing is they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
But they may actually have a great year next year. I like Frank Reich as a head coach.
Also that division, you can go 9-8 and win that division next year.
You could.
And I think they're gonna get Anthony Richardson, and I think he knows how to use Anthony Richardson. He
fits Reich's offense really well.
It's a dual
Big
threat
quarterback. Big quarterback who he's got the potential to be accurate. He wasn't in college, but
he also didn't have a receiving core.
Not really. So
that
yeah,
good.
I like him in that offense.
He knows where to put the ball.
Mhm.
Like I watched his highlights. Like he was accurate with bad receivers.
Yeah.
He knew where to put the ball. He just had to hope that his receivers were there.
Yeah.
He does what Brady does. Brady doesn't put it here. He puts it where I want you to be.
Yeah.
Like if you're not there, that's you. That's not me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the team that I have had a pretty good offseason. A team that I think is having a terrible offseason, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, not going well. Not
When your big move is signing Damian Harris. Yes, Damian Harris. I'm a Patriots fan.
He had 15 touchdowns in 2021. But yeah, that's
And a run-heavy offense.
True. That should not be your
With a rookie
best move,
quarterback.
though. Yeah, that's true.
Like, Damian Harris last year did absolutely nothing in an offense that didn't even have a center point. Like, what are the Bills doing? Their window is closing. The Jets are getting better. The Patriots are getting better. The Dolphins improved. Like, granted, I don't think the Dolphins made enough to basically win them the division. I think they've done enough that the Bills are doing so bad that those three teams could be competing to win a division.
Yep.
It doesn't even matter. Like, the only issue I really have with Miami is the quarterback.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, Tua. I don't trust Tua.
No.
Health-wise, talent-wise.
3 concussions.
There you go.
All right, so I actually really like what the Detroit Lions have done. They've had a sneaking good offseason. They have done a really good job of addressing their main need, which is the secondary. They picked up Cameron Sutton, who's a real solid corner. You pick him up on it. You get him for 3 years. You pick up Emmanuel Mosley, who's pretty good. I love the C.J. Gardner-Johnson signing. Can play corner or safety. Get him on 1 year for 8.5. I think is a really good contract. You had Grab Glasgow to beef up an already really good offensive line. I wish they had brought back Jamal Williams. They could have given him less money than Dave Montgomery because not only did he have a great year, he's turning into a very good back. He was such a big piece of that locker room last year, which is one of the main reasons, one of the big stories of the season last year. So I wish they brought him back, especially after Jamal came out and said that he thought they kind of negotiated in bad faith. But Dave Montgomery, when healthy, is a very good back. The problem with him and Swift, they both are injury prone. I don't know if Swift even wants to be there, but if they can get Swift to stay and use them appropriately, I think that, and they're both healthy, that's a nice backfield. I just really like what they've done, and they may have put themselves in a position to win the NFC North with Aaron Rodgers possibly going to the Jets. The Packers are going to have a hard time. Minnesota's losing some pieces. Bears, I think, will be better, but probably not a playoff team yet. So the Lions might win the division, and I guess we'll each do, since Ashton did it, we'll each do a team we don't like what they're doing in free agency.
One thing on the Packers-Jets front, by the way, for trades, they have not talked in a week.
Yeah,
that's drawing concerns.
Yeah, the talks are
they're stalling because of Green Bay.
My anxiety was already high. He's like now really high. Anyway, I don't know what's going on in Tennessee. What is Tennessee doing? They're cutting every offensive line. They're shopping Derrick Henry. They're cutting Robert Woods, who's not that good anyway, but you have nobody else to throw to. What is going on in Tennessee? They just got a new GM Monty Awesome for. I just don't know what the heck is going on. Yeah, I don't like what they're doing.
All right, so I'm going to be a little bit biased. I do kind of like what the Jets are doing so far.
Considering
I
the
think
spot
they're
they're in.
having
They're in a tough spot.
It's a decent offseason. The issue is it won't be complete unless you get
Oh, yeah.
Rodgers.
If
will-
Rodgers
it will-
don't
it
let
will-
Rodgers,
it will-
considering
it's
the
a
spot
fact.
they're in, they're
I
doing a
will-
decent job.
What I'm trying to say is I like the wide receiver depth they're getting. Like, you
Yeah.
now add... Like, you had Garrett Wilson, who was the offensive rookie of the year for a reason. He deserved it. You now picked up Alan Lazard, who's a good piece and can block. And now you have McCole Hardman, who's very fast. You have a very good amount of depth.
Elijah Moore.
I don't give a fuck. Screw him.
Honestly,
Screw
I
him.
would have given him one more year, but I don't really know if it would ever work. I don't really know if he wanted to be
I
there.
think Zach Wilson killed it for you.
Yeah,
guys
well, no,
because-
Zach
He was
Wilson is
also-
going to kill it,
he's
but
also very
luckily,
immature. a
but
little more.
luckily for us, he is going to the Packers with Mekhi Becton and the 6th-round pick for Aaron Rodgers. That is a very, very,
Hear that, Liam?
that is a very, very true
I hear
point.
that, Jake. I
Yeah,
hear
but,
that.
For bad, I have a team that's way up there.
Which is-
I think they've had the worst.
Who is that?
The Raiders.
Oh yeah, the Raiders just.
They
Who
picked up-
overpays Jacoby Myers?
Yeah, you overpay Jacoby Myers. You overpay Jacoby Myers. You get rid of Darren. You don't pay Darren Waller.
They got handsome Derek Carr.
Yeah, exactly. So
Jimmy.
basically, so you're telling me your upgrade for Derek Carr was Jimmy Garoppolo, the Subway guy, Subway
I
dude?
don't mind the
Are you
pick.
kidding me? You.
I think in that
You also
offense,
picked up
this was
OJ, but not that OJ.
Because here's the thing.
No.
Like, I'm looking at their offseason, and then I'm comparing to what, like, other teams, like, that are in that retool
Yeah.
mode, like New England and Miami. The Jets are kind of retooling now because they had a good year. But the quarterback that quarterback kind of collapsed it. And I'm like, okay, so you overpay Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
When Juju Smith is on board. I always stole Juju Smith from Kansas City. As a Patriots fan, I'm glad they overpaid Jacoby Myers because I don't think he's that great of a receiver. I don't think, I think there's many players out there better. What are you
texting him?
Oh, yeah. Also, some breaking news. Jordan Love just got traded to the New England Patriots.
He got traded to the New England Patriots for Nelson Aguilar and
Nelson Aguilar
as 5th and a
just-
7th round. For Nelson Aguilar and a 7th round pick.
Actually,
We're just messing with Liam. It's
we
okay,
also
guys.
gave him, it was Miles Bryant.
Miles
Alex
Bryant.
Schefter made the wrong
my
correction
God.
with Nelson
You
Aguilar. It
you
was
no
Miles
longer
Bryant.
you no
That's
longer
what
have a
everybody-
quarterback, Liam, on the Packers. How does that feel?
Oh, and Brian Hoyer.
Yeah,
And
Brian Hoyer! I forgot he's alive!
yeah, but don't worry, you'll be getting Zach Wilson. But yeah, the Raiders, I think it's just been bad. I think it's the worst one.
I
If
feel
you ask
bad for-
me, I would rather have somebody make no off-season moves at all than
They had a good team.
pick up. They had a solid.
I
team.
wouldn't be
Here's the thing.
surprised if Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams like get me the frick out of here.
Like, one thing for me is, okay, if you brought in Garoppolo and kept the same team, I'm fine with that. Maybe because Garoppolo fits what Josh McDaniels
The defense
wants
still
to do.
sucks.
Like, yeah, obviously the defense.
And
still
McDaniels
terrible.
is clueless.
Justin, I'm not getting fucking Wilson.
Yes, you are.
yes,
not.
you are.
I
Yes, you
just
are.
looked at that. The Jets are keeping Wilson, And Love did not move to the fucking Patriots.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
I
did.
looked that shit up. He's still the fucking Packers.
How do you know?
I just looked up fucking
Wikipedia is
shit.
wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not
Wikipedia
on
lied to
fucking
you.
That is not a good source, to be
Wikipedia.
fair.
Wait, Wikipedia is not a good source. Did you not learn that in high school?
I'm not on fucking Wikipedia.
You're on Google, which is also not a good source. It tracks you. You know that?
I'm
Have
not
you
even
learned
on
nothing from Sid?
Google.
Have you learned nothing from Sid?
All right, so to go back on my thing before he just randomly went over about Jordan Love and the Packers.
Yeah.
That was you, Ashton.
Well, I didn't say anything. You're
You started it.
But so with the Raiders, like I understand the reason why they brought Jimmy Garoppolo is because he knows Josh McDaniel's offense and he can control where Jimmy Garoppolo throws the ball. Like, but if you kept that with the same team instead of we're already paying $26.4 million to Hunter Renfrow, and now you're gonna pay $11.5 million to Jacoby Myers for a guy who is not fast, can't get separation. The only thing he has is great hands.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
Yeah.
I know you're like his Jets fans. You've seen him make catches against your Jets, but I've seen him every game. He also likes to throw the ball to the other team. So I'm hoping when we play the Raiders this year, he does the same thing because it would just be funny if he did it again. But like my only issue is I don't know what they're doing. Also, another team that I could put in that is what the heck are the Ravens doing?
No idea.
True.
Like,
No idea.
Lamar always said he doesn't want to go back.
They signed Nelson Aguilar for $6 million.
3.7 million is what he's actually
Okay.
getting. But the incentives could bring it up to 6.
Okay.
Nelson Aguilar can't catch. I'm also a Patriots fan, and my friend who's a Ravens fan literally just was getting angry about it.
I don't blame him. He can't catch.
And I don't know. Them and the Steelers have made 0 moves that make them better.
Yeah.
Other than Pickensburg saying they got 2 elite middle linebackers, inside linebackers, but
Oh shit! They updated the wiki
oh
for
my
Jordan
God.
Love. Look. No, I'm serious. I look.
Holy crap, they did.
No, they did. Look at the wiki.
Look. Oh my God, he's
false,
on Patriots.
dipshits.
What's up?
Wiki's false.
No, it's. What do you mean? You're the one who's looking at wiki. Look at it.
Yeah,
Oh
it-
my God.
it's on the roster.
He's
Career
on the
history, Green Bay
roster.
Packers to 2020
Nope.
to 2023, New England Patriots to 2023 to present.
Take a look, Liam.
I'll call bullshit.
Liam, look
as
at the wiki.
usual.
Look at the wiki.
Wiki's false. Anyone can edit the fucking wiki.
I didn't edit the wiki.
No one ends wiki.
No one edits wiki.
Yeah. No one
I'll
does.
call bullshit.
Don't call bullshit. It's not my fault.
All right.
Love's
Well.
not going to the fucking Patriots.
Yes, he is. All right.
All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys to
All
say. Thank you, Ashton, for joining
Oh,
me.
you're very
Justin, I'm
welcome.
glad we brought this back.
Yes,
Liam,
sir.
thank you for your help in the back. Until next time, so long. Have a great day.
Bye. Jordan Love's going to the Patriots.
All
See, look, it says Jordan.
I'll call bullshit.